Hey, Dr. Augustine here from HIIT Wellness. Today I'm in the mountains and I want to talk to you about how to improve your time in the mountains. So we're going to talk about two aspects of it, exercise and nutrition. I'm going to make it quick and easy. The number one thing from an exercise perspective that you need to do to prepare to go up into altitude and walk uphill slowly with weight on your back is exercise when you're at home. Best thing you could do is high intensity interval training, also known as HIIT. And it's where you're sprinting for at least 20-second bursts, and you want to do 3 to 4 of those each time you do a workout. So let's just say you're going to go for a 2-mile run. Start off nice and easy to kind of warm up, and then you want to start putting in the intervals. Another way to do HIIT is to use a bicycle and sprint while you're on a bicycle, as well as if you have a public school by your house where you can run bleachers and do some sprints up the bleachers. It's that vertical uphill sprinting that really makes the difference in performance when you get into altitude in the mountains. So much better when you can go uphill in the mountains in altitude and actually feel great. So that's what I'm talking about. The second exercise has to do with improving the quality of your time while you're there, because if you're taking a backpack or carrying a backpack, and my choice is always to go as ultralight as possible. If you're carrying a load on your back for miles and miles, typically what happens is your lower spine gets pretty jammed up. So there's an exercise that I discovered that's absolutely phenomenal. It'll make you feel so much better. You can do it during the trip, actually during the hiking aspect of it. You can do it once you get to camp. So the first exercise is having your backpack on. You can do it while your backpack's on, or you can take it off. You want to lean over, just like this. Put your hands on your knees, and you're going to move your hips towards your shoulder. So if you're going to move your left hip towards your left shoulder, so you're going to move it like this, and then you want to go the other way. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And what you'll notice is that your facet joints, the joints in your lower spine that are actually really pain sensitive and take a tremendous load when you have a weight on your back and you're walking for miles and miles, they get pretty jammed up and irritated. And by doing this, you're going to hear some clicks and pops, and it's going to give you so much relief. I dare you to try it. The other position is the prostrate position. It's hands and knees, chest to your thighs, arms out straight, rear end touching your heels. So let me show you that. Back here, sitting all the way back, chest all the way down. And if you're not fond of getting in the dirt to do it, you can obviously do it in your tent, on your sleeping pad where it's a little softer and easier. So exercise, high intensity interval training really helps going up in altitude. These facet joint exercises where you're moving your hip towards your shoulder, left hip towards your left shoulder, then right hip towards your right shoulder. Sometimes guys have a hard time with this because a lot of guys don't dance, but if you can move your hips and shoulders together, it's going to be great. Nutrition. What nutrition should you do when you're in the mountains? Really significant that I found through experience, ginkgo biloba. Actually, ginkgo forte is an amazing product. And what it does is it helps to perfuse blood better into your vital organ systems, including your brain. So if you can bring more blood flow to your brain functions better, you get less altitude sickness, less headache, less tiredness and fatigue. A second nutrient that you can take is going to be turmeric forte. Maybe you've heard of turmeric. It's a good thing. You can find it even in Costco. The problem with those is that they're bound to pepper. Pepper's not a good transport mechanism to take turmeric around your body where you have inflammation. And specifically, if we're talking about altitude sickness, turmeric's good if it's bound to an herb called fenugreek. Fenugreek actually can go past the blood-brain barrier and therefore take care of neuroinflammation in your body, so in your brain, as well as other areas of your body. Taking away inflammation is a great thing. Turmeric Forte MediHerb is the product, is the company. So Turmeric Forte so far, ginkgo ginkgo forte, as well as adrenal support. Really, really important. And my favorite is Rhodiola and Ginseng. Rhodiola and Ginseng. Rhodiola grows in Siberia in the winter robustly. It's a very hardy plant. It helps for endurance and energy. And of course, Korean ginseng. Korean ginseng is phenomenal for testosterone, for endurance, and helping you to climb up mountains really, really effectively. So those would be my top 3 nutrients for altitude sickness and just a better all-over quality of your time in the mountains. Food. Let's talk about food for a moment. Food is also important, and you need to have good food with nutrition in it. It's very tough these days, and today I'm actually trying a product that's called Bushkas Kitchen. It actually, if you read the label of this, it has a ton of just whole food nutrition in it. And I'm doing, I think it's some sort of pie. It's like a shepherd's pie, but it's really, really yummy. I think it even has, not bison. One of the products actually have bison, but this one has deer or venison in it. Really, really good foods. The type of calories that you put in, I believe, make the difference. In my experience over the last 30 some years of backpacking says so. When you can put good quality nutrients into your body, it's so much better, as opposed to just carbo loading and eating empty calories. So that would be one choice. Another choice that I like is a company called Peak Refuel. Also has a bunch of whole food. There's one or two, there's more than 2 products. There's probably about 4 products right now that actually put in canola oil that I don't like. But for the most part, they have really good food. They taste really good, and it's made out of whole foods. So from that perspective, getting good foods in is essential. Also, hydration. I'm not a big fan personally. I don't drink a lot of water. It's one of those things that I just have to think about doing and make sure that I do it. Water is critical for your performance in altitude. So therefore, what I would recommend is drinking at least a liter of water before you leave, as well as another liter while you're on the trail before you can fill up again and drink more water. It'll make all the difference. If you are dehydrated even in the least and you go up in altitude, you're gonna have a tough time hiking and backpacking. So drink plenty of water. Those are my tips for better hiking in the mountains. My name is Dr. Augustine from Head to Wellness. Have a great day.